Welcome back to talknorth.com. Thank you for listening. If you can, please download before you listen. It helps our business. I'd also like to thank our producer, Brandon Morton, and let you know if you'd like to sponsor this program or any of the programs on the network, you can reach me at jsouhan47@gmail.com. talknorth.com is powered by Bite Squad. Go to bitesquad.com or download their app. Get food to your door in minutes. Use the promo code TALKNORTH to get your first delivery free. Talk North gets you your first delivery free. What an interesting crowd we have here tonight at Delano's Pizza. We have Russo's mom, Russo's mom's friends, who I'm sure have their own avatars and Twitter handles, just like Russo's mom. We have a lot of regulars, Bert, Vicky, Clyde. Joe Christensen, the great Star Tribune writer, is here. Mother of Cheese is here. And
how come Joe doesn't have a podcast on your network? Not to make this uncomfortable right off the bat, but
well, if you really want to make things uncomfortable, part of my deal with me doing my own podcast network is I'm not supposed to use Star Tribune personalities on my network.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
At least that's what I say while Joe's here, so I don't make him feel bad for not putting him on the podcast network.
That is unfortunate. There are some characters at
There's
the
some good people on the Strip, but you know they do their own thing. They have their own podcast. So that's the funny thing is I'm kind of in a weird way competing with my own coworkers at the Star Tribune.
Have you ever thought of having a podcast with Sid?
Actually, if I didn't have to spend time with Sid, that might be a great thing. I mean,
you could do it like on an 8-track.
I could do it on a gramophone.
Yeah,
it's the first podcast on a gramophone.
Yeah,
I actually think. I don't think Sid should be on the air anymore. Have you heard him on WCCO?
No.
He should not be on the air anymore.
That's mean.
It's true, though. I mean, at the Star Tribune, he can go do his interviews and carry his tape recorder around and bring his tape recorder back to the Star Tribune, and our people can turn that into a column. Have you heard him on the radio?
No, I haven't. I only listen to The Fan.
What's that? I'm not familiar with that.
And Talk North.
Okay, now I'm familiar with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was a mean way to start the show.
That was a really mean way to start the show. You asked the questions.
I was saying something nice about Joe, and then all of a sudden we went down the wrong path.
Well, but, it's okay we can say nice things about Joe, but we know Sid. We can't say nice things about Sid.
Yeah. That's a good point.
This is the Russo-Souhan Show. This is part of the talknorth.com podcast network. Thanks to producer Brandon Morton. We are live at Delano's Pizza, 4th Street, downtown Minneapolis, right by Ramp C. 118 North 4th Street is the exact location. They do their own deliveries. They have a huge delivery area because they have the downtown Minneapolis store and the shop in Woodbury. Number for the Minneapolis store, 612-767-9494, 612-767-9494, or go to delanospizza.com. We've talked it up before. I love their pizza. They have a proprietary tomato sauce. They're open till about 3 a.m. every night, except Sundays when they're open till 2. So it's a great place. Pre-game, post-game, pre-concert, post-concert, lunch. Come on down. I order the pizzas all the time. I recommend you do too. Let's get to a little bit of hockey here first. I'll thank our other sponsors very quickly. BiteSquad.com. We have a new deal for Bite Squad. This Friday through this Sunday, use the promo code WILD2018, WILD2018, to get 10% off your order. So especially if you're ordering a lot of food, remember that promo code. If you order Delano's, just go through Delano's, not Bite Squad, but any other place, go to bitesquad.com, use the promo code WILD2018. Thanks to Twill in the Edina Galleria, WizKids.tech, your local technology company. Fixology Repair. John Hedges is here, as he so often is. I'm going to tell you about some of the specials at his shop a little later. And Tony Hoagland, your State Farm agent in Champlin. So we're both at the X last night, and as so often happens, they have a great road trip. They come back, have to play a tough team. They kind of lay an egg. Do you read anything into that?
No, but there are two things that if you're superstitious, and Clyde could attest to this, I think. If you're superstitious, I would always bet against the Wild when one of these two things happen, and definitely two of these two. One, you show up. And two, when I do the arena camp. I was honestly walking down from doing the NHL Network yesterday, and I was walking back, and I was circling back down to the tunnel, And I was thinking to myself, I don't know if I've ever done an arena cam where they've won that night. There have been so many times that I've been on the NHL Network before a game, and I have praised the Wild and gone on and on. Gradlin's playing great.
You're such a homer.
Their blue line's awesome. Blah blah blah. And then they go and lay an absolute egg. And it's with clockwork every time. So because also if you think about it, it's the NHL Network. The only time they usually have a beat writer on is when the team that they're talking about is playing well, because they essentially don't want you to trash the team. So just I bet if we go back into my 33 appearances, I only know that for a reason. My 33 appearances, I bet you I can go and look at each game and figure out that the Wild are like 3-30 in those instances.
You wouldn't know that figure because you're figuring out exactly how much money they owe you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So.
You're a little transparent, Michael.
Of course they pay me to do that, Vicky.
But why should he? Why
free.
should journalists do anything for free? That's my question.
I do a lot of plenty.
Well, we all do a lot of radio hits and things for friends of ours in the business. We do a lot of stuff for free.
I think we should start this podcast over.
If it's a big for-profit, yeah, we will. Nobody will ever hear this except the poor people who are here at the arena. My experience covering the Wild is, as a columnist, I usually try to go there with some ideas, because I can't just cover the game. We have somebody already covering the game. I have to have an angle or an opinion or a perspective. So I guarantee if I go there thinking I'm going to write something nice about the Wild, they always play lousy.
Yeah.
But it also works the other way. When I go there thinking, okay, it's time to beat these guys up, then they always win. It happens.
That happened a lot with you're going to write either Strip the Sea or Fire Chuck Fletcher, and then they come and win.
And then they go win 8-1. So what do you write? I don't know. That's just.
It doesn't happen often that the Wild lose at home in regulation. It's happened 3 times since Christmas, and 2 times are against the Capitals. So
we're going to have Russo's mom up here in a little bit. We might have another special guest. We have a lot of.
I don't know if we should. She's drinking.
Let's have her drink a lot and then have her up.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to roll.
So she gets in the car today. I didn't even say hello to her. She looks at her phone. She goes, "Oh my God, Paul Martin retired," and I'm like, "I know, I wrote it." And then even driving here 7 hours after it happened, she's like, Tanner Pearson was traded to Pittsburgh. I'm like, I know. How do you think I don't know that? Anyway.
Which, Barbara, we've had the debate on and off the air here. Which Seinfeld character is Michael most like? I think he's a combination of Kramer and Costanza. Who do you favor? Which one? Which one does he favor more? Elaine. It's going to be a long show for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Give me all right. One serious hockey show before the show devolves even more. Just what do you make of this team right now? Give me an assessment.
I think they're a hard-working team. I think last night was typical of any team coming back after a long road trip. I didn't feel good about the game all day long because of it. It seems like you can't combat that. And I have my theories of why all professional sports teams come back from long road trips and lack the energy at home. I think one thing in hockey is that it's a totally different game on the road. You play almost an and you have no apologies for it. You almost play just kind of a, I don't want to say dumb it down style, but you don't try to put on a show. You simplify everything. You get pucks deep. You don't worry about entertainment. And you just go out and gut your way to a win. And then the other thing is, look, it's real. These guys come home from a long road trip. There's errands to do. You got to see the kids. You got to pay the bills. There's a gazillion things that you have to do when you're gone for a long time. And then all of a sudden you come back and you don't realize, and also maybe your body's tired. And, that's a game yesterday that you just kind of wish the Wild, if you're a Wild fan, had another day to you get back Sunday night from a 7-game road trip and you get one day and they didn't practice yet on Monday and then you got to play that night against the Stanley Cup champs that have been waiting for you. It's just, look, I know nobody likes excuses, but that's just what happens. These aren't robots. And so now if all of a sudden they look the same against Vancouver tomorrow night and they're not the team to try to rectify their loss to open the 7-game trip in Vancouver where they were not very good, then you start to get a little concerned here that they were starting to read their own press clippings, so to speak. But I would not and the other thing I'll say about that game, if you look at the scoring chances 5-on-5, the Wild weren't dominated the way that I think that a lot of us maybe either portrayed or thought. They just are. You make a mistake, they're going to pay you. If Joel Eriksson Ek's throwing pucks away the way that he was last night, it's going to come back and haunt you. If Ryan Suter's flat-footed against a faster player, it's going to come back and haunt you. And they didn't take care of the puck last night. They were very sloppy, and I've got to think they'll be much better tomorrow night against the Canucks.
I think it's time to have Barbara come up. I've been waiting for this for so long.
I don't think so.
Barbara, you ready? You ready to come up? He's looking at Brandon like he's looking for permission.
Yeah.
While Barbara's walking up here, I do want to thank Twill in the Edina Galleria. I was out there. We did the Viking Update show there this week at Scott Dayton's shop and had a blast. Tim bought his first stuff from Twill. I went out and my wife spent a lot of money there last week. And my newest addition is this Stormwatch cap. It's like an insulated cap. It's nice. It looks like it's plain, but it actually even has the ear flaps. So when I walk my dog, I flap it down. It's actually very comfortable. Check out Twill in the Edina Galleria, twillmn.com, Twill on Instagram.
Jim usually doesn't like to shop for clothes. I don't like it when he shops for clothes either, because he used to buy stuff I'd want to throw out. That's why I'm so glad he's found Twill in the Edina Galleria. He likes shopping there because of the comfortable environment and the friendly staff. He finds clothes that actually fit him properly and are high-quality brands that will look great for years, whether he's golfing or working. Our favorites so far are Peter Millar, Johnny O, and Barber. We spend our money at Twill because we love the clothes and we love the no-pressure shopping. Drop by Twill in the Edina Galleria for the best shopping experience and best clothes you'll find in the Twin Cities.
So, Barbara, welcome. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
You didn't bring Oliver.
I didn't bring Oliver.
Now, one of the main reasons I wanted to have you on the air is the fact that, there are people at this table who care about your dog. And we know that there are also some people at this table who really don't seem to care as much about your dog as they should. And I got you, Stacey and I, and our dog Boyd, we got you a get well card for Oliver.
You.
And I knew that
I hope there's cash in there.
I knew one of us would do it, and I knew one of us wouldn't. So I wanted to be the favorite son here. I forgot to bring it, but I also have a little can of doggy mace for Oliver. So just so you know, no ferocious Yorkie can ever attack him again.
Okay. Thank you very much. He's doing very well.
Good.
And we even received a picture from Atlanta.
Oh, good. Yes. He's on his throne at the in-laws.
So how can we embarrass Michael today? What stories do you have?
Nothing. I'm sorry.
She's been instructed.
I saw his new house.
Yes.
And
the first thing she said to me, she goes, "I think you're going to regret this." And I'm not kidding. And I'm like, I'm not having a heart attack already for this. She immediately met with the so it's a new build, and she met with one of the people there that were the two guys that essentially were working with me for months on this were not there today, and some new kid was there, and she's like, I want to change this and this and this and the kid was freaking out. When I say kid, he was probably 30 something, but he was honestly like, and I'm like, you cannot change things at this point.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
I built many houses.
All right,
and
you can't.
I can upgrade certain things.
Okay.
Yes,
so,
you can.
Yeah, no,
I'll pay
it's
it
not
up
happening.
front.
Yeah.
Barbara, what do you think of his impersonation of you? Does he get it? Does he get the essential Barbara?
Is he the what?
What do you think of his impersonation of you?
He imitates my New York accent.
I hadn't noticed. But
yeah.
Now that you bring it
I
up.
hate it.
We actually have a question for you
Yes.
from Russo's Filter. He asked, for Barbara, when was Michael the most in trouble with you, and what did he do to deserve it?
He cursed me out when he was a teenager, and I attacked him.
When was that?
When you were about 16 years old, you said, F you, to me,
Hey, look at that.
and I jumped you.
I don't remember that.
I know who I believe in this conversation. Don Mitchell's here,
Yeah.
bringing a hockey stick.
This is called David. It's signed by David Backus.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. How about that?
So he's been in my custody for a little bit. I won him in the silent auction for Jack Jablonski's.
Oh, cool.
So my friend Chris is here from Chicago.
Hi, Chris.
His wife said he could not have any more hockey sticks, so he was forbidden to bid on it. So I bid on it and gave it to him. So
nice.
This is the custody swap off tonight.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I'd rather
Nice.
have David Backus. Who
Not
needs
this
the
season.
stick?
Not,
What?
not this season.
Not this season.
Yeah, not this season.
I saw
And I love
him-
Backus, but
I
he's,
saw him at, what was it, Beauty? What is it
yeah,
called?
the Beauty League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.